Hello, in this video we're going to give you some tips on how to build this TV stand. But before we get started, just a few reminders. Make sure to have a Phillips head screwdriver and an optional flathead screwdriver. A friend can be helpful in building this, and just make sure all the pieces are facing the right way as you're putting it together and you'll do great. So with that, let's get started.
Remember, in these tips we won't cover every step, so just make sure you also follow the instructions and do all the steps in between.
On steps 4 and 5, you're going to have pieces 4, 5, and 6. And when you're putting the pieces together, you want to make sure that pieces 4 and 6 are on the correct sides and that you have this notch right here on each of the pieces facing the same way as the lip on piece 5. Okay, and once you have those together, you're good to put the cam locks in. And we find that with cam locks, it can be a little bit easier to use a flathead screwdriver. It just gives you a little bit more grip, but a Phillips head will work just fine. Okay, once you have those all secured, you're ready to move on to the next step. On step 6, you want to make sure that you're putting pieces 9 and 11 together correctly. You want to make sure that these cam lock holes are facing the same way as the cam bolt sticking forward, and that you have the unfinished edge facing up. So go ahead and do that for this one as well. Once you've confirmed they're put together correctly, you can go ahead and put the cam locks in. Once you have those together, you're good to move on to step 10. And in step 10, you have pieces 10, and you want to make sure that you have the cam lock holes facing inwards and the 3 holes facing up. Okay, we can go ahead and put the cam locks in here too. In steps 10 and 11, you're going to be attaching pieces 7 and 3, and you just want to confirm that you have them on the correct sides and that you have the cam lock holes facing in and that this groove lines up all the way across the piece. Okay, once you have those attached, you're good to put in the cam locks. Okay, and once you have those secured, you're good to move on. For steps 21 and 22, when you attach the doors, you want to make sure that you have the piece already attached, and then that you put the hinge into the other piece. And then you can go ahead and slide it into the top, and then into the hinge on the bottom here. Okay, once you have it in that bottom hinge, you can go ahead and put the screws in. You put them in most of the way, but don't tighten them completely so that you can adjust the door and make sure it's straight. Okay, once you have the screws in most of the way, you can kind of wiggle the door just a little bit to make sure it's straight and where you like it. Once you found the right spot, you can go ahead and tighten the screws all the way. Okay, and you're good to go. We hope these tips were helpful for you in building your new TV stand. For more guides, tips, and tricks, go to walkeredison.com.